I guess Ubisoft Connect is going to have to ask to make changes to my device like a bazillion times. Though I guess that doesn't happen as much with Valhalla as it did with Odyssey. Yeah, it, like, automatically logs me in now, preparing to launch your game. Doesn't ask to make changes to my device. I wonder if I tried to boot up Odyssey right now, if it would try to ask to make changes to my device each time, because that seemed to be a thing with Odyssey, or if it's just the latest version of Ubisoft Connect that doesn't do it. Was it an Odyssey thing or a Ubisoft Connect thing, I wonder? I'm not going to reinstall Odyssey to find out. I'm probably not going to reinstall Odyssey ever! Maybe not ever. Like, maybe there would be some time, like, decades down the line that I'm like, oh, that seems like a fun game to hop into on the side, because it was actually kind of fun, but, you know. So, it is currently the 4th of October. I'm going to beat this game tonight. Just you wait. Let me set the game capture to Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Sort of. There's still DLC. But, still a significant milestone I want to achieve tonight here by finally beating Assassin's Creed Valhalla. So, as is tradition around here, we always start the next Assassin's Creed adventure on January 1st, the new year, start the next AC game, start Assassin's Creed Valhalla January 1st of this year. And yeah, it's October 4th now. This is stream 33. For reference, wait a second, if I go to my AC Odyssey folder, how many streams do I have of Assassin's Creed Odyssey? Let's see here. AC Odyssey, let's see. The answer is... that was 32 streams for everything, including the DLC. Everything that I did in Assassin's Creed Odyssey took 32 streams. This is 33 streams. This is 33 streams for Assassin's Creed Valhalla. That doesn't necessarily mean that it took more hours. It definitely did not. It's just that I did a lot more shorter sessions. I have about 100 hours in this game, and I think I have about 160 something in Odyssey. And in terms of parts, we're at part 190 of Valhalla now, and when Odyssey finished, it was part 280, something like that. So in terms of hours, Odyssey still very much beats this game. But in terms of streams, this game beats Odyssey, just because I was doing more shorter streams. I was doing like 3 to 4 hour sessions instead of like 8 hour sessions with Odyssey there, because I was doing like one stream per section of the world. And that worked out great pacing-wise, honestly. That worked out pretty alright. So yeah, I paced myself with this game a bit more. But I think that 33 streams might be a new record for one of my playthroughs, the amount of streams I've done. And there's still more to go. We'll probably be well past 40 by the time this is done. I'm a little bit sick, so forgive me here. I've been getting over a cold the past several days. I still have a little bit of a lingering cough. Hi. Pet. Thought this was like a wolf coming to attack me at first when I saw a figure emerging from the bushes there. Like, Elden Ring Night Rain might potentially surpass it, but that isn't really a start-to-finish playthrough, per se. That's a multiplayer game that I hop into with friends and family when there's a good opportunity to hop into it with friends and family. So, you know, that's not quite the same as a playthrough start-to-finish. Like, we're doing a lot of the same in Night Rain over and over again, and just playing together, having fun. So in terms of, like, an actual playthrough start-to-finish game, Assassin's Creed Valhalla is probably going to set the new record for number of streams that I've done. Actually, wait. For reference, how long was Persona 5 Royal? Persona 5 Royal. Let's check that folder. So in terms of parts, that one was 265, I think, right? Yeah, that one was 265. Odyssey holds the record on my channel for 280 for single playthroughs, if we're not counting 305 parts with Fire Emblem Three Houses. And Persona 5 was 27 streams. Yeah, we're at 33 here. So... wow. So yeah, something on my neck wrong last night. My head feels like it wants to explode. Oh, jeez, that's the worst there. Hope things are alrighty apart from that there, Adora Master. But yeah, like, it is crazy the amount of time that has gone by. I know that I've been pacing myself with this game a little smidge, so it's not like I was committing to this game start to finish from January, but still, the fact that it was the middle of winter, the beginning of the new year, the time that I started this game, and then we would have gone through the period of which I would have started, like, my plants indoors, my tomatoes, and we would have gone through spring. There would have been all the updates with my truck, with this finally being the year that it's finally mechanically sound, enjoying it for the summer. Now it's fall. Frost is coming in tonight. Tonight is supposed to get down to -3, so things are going to start freezing tonight. So I spent the day today going around to my garden here and my Oma's place, harvesting all the tomatoes. Like, everything that's green, taking them off the vines, bringing them inside. They can ripen indoors, because you can't leave them outside when it freezes. So, all the tomatoes are inside now. And I don't want the season to be over, but this marks the day that, like, the season is over. So, yeah, time has flown by here. We're getting ready for frost. Snow is going to start coming in here again soon. I went completely clean-shaven and grew my beard back again during this playthrough. I was continuing to work at my university for a while, and then hours ran out there, and I was looking for a job for a while, and now I've got a job, and I'm trying to commit to that. I've only been there a couple weeks, and week 2, I had to take the second half for the week off because I was sick as hell. So I feel a little bad about that. A lot of stuff has happened throughout the course of this playthrough. It is a significant portion of my life that this game makes up now. Hamptonshire. This is the final one. I do this, I beat the game, as far as I understand. We do this, that's it.
King Alfred is preparing for war. You will meet tremendous resistance.
As will Alfred. Is Guthrum Jarl there with his army?
He is. He and Ubba have gathered a sizable force and intend on launching an attack on Alfred soon. If we support their assault, England will fall to us. A pagan land where a multitude of gods may freely roam.
I will pledge to Hamptonshire. Boop! Look at that! So, this is a stream that I have to for sure do before Hallowland. Because I want to beat the game before Hallowland.
Send word to our allies to gather in the Thames just outside the Shire.
I will. May the gods share in this. Our final victory.
Our final victory. Travel to Wareham. Wareham? I don't know. Ah, over there. Alright, well, I'll go ahead and do that. What do you mean fast travel unavailable? Do I just have to, like... Okay, I just had to go out here to trigger a thing. Because I'm completing the map. And I googled it.
Speak clearly, Volker. What have you seen?
I mean, it does literally say this is the last mission. We do this and we unite England.
Though this battle you may win, this war you will not. Your foe will be your master. Your hope will be...
What is that guy doing back there?
Our fate.
I thank you for this, Volker. But the yarns of fate are too frayed for me to follow now. I owe this fight to my friends and allies, and I will see it through.
Go then.
It's not necessarily reuniting, but...
But know that the home you leave will not be the home to which you return.
Now it's probably gonna let me fast travel. That's not foreboding at all. The heck is that? There's a face. No, we're uniting England. Not reuniting it. Reuniting implies coming back together again. Uniting is like, hey, it's all under our control now. Is what's going on here. There's one last territory to get against Mr. King Dude, who's kind of a dick. So we're gonna go do something about that. Oh, I was actually aiming for that one. But yeah, lots has happened. In terms of some recent stuff here, a couple days ago, Ghost of Yote came out, and I've been streaming that non-stop since it came out, including earlier today, where after I finished harvesting all the tomatoes and I wanted to dig up some plants. This was a really weird year in terms of, like, temperatures, the season. It was, like, super warm, super cold, super warm, super cold. And my tomatoes didn't get the chance to grow very fast, and a lot of my tomato plants only started producing fruit right at the end of the season. It's only been, like, the past couple weeks here that I've finally been harvesting a bunch of tomatoes. And now time is up. Frost is coming in. No more time. And there's several tomato plants that I didn't get anything off of at all this year. So I'm starting an indoor tomato garden with my little setup that I've shown before in the other room where I have a grow light, and I think I need to get a bigger grow light. I've been taking a bunch of cuttings off of my tomato plants and bringing them inside, and I'm gonna be growing anything that I didn't get fruit of during this season during the winter. I'm gonna have a winter tomato garden. And then maybe while I'm doing DLC and stuff in this game, maybe I'll give updates on the winter tomato garden and how that ends up going. This is a little impromptu decision to be growing tomatoes indoors during the winter. So, I harvested all the tomatoes that I needed. There were still some plants I wanted cuttings of, and some plants that were pretty small that I figured I'd just dig up completely and put into pots and stuff here. But I finished harvesting my tomatoes. My right wrist that's been giving me a bunch of problems again lately started killing me. My back started killing me. I came here. I streamed a couple more hours of Ghost of Yote. A fun game. I'm enjoying it. Then I grabbed some food. Delicious foods. And I am continuing to have issues with my computer. I made scene collections recently on OBS so that OBS is loading less at once because I was worried that I was overloading my RAM, my mismatched RAM with a bazillion things on OBS. I figured Ghost of Yote is going to be the playthrough where it stops freezing randomly. It has been freezing more rapidly than it has in a long time. The only time that it's frozen more rapidly, I think, was Hallowland last year. So, I think that the issue is the RAM looking into it. So, just before starting this stream, I pulled my 8 gig sticks of RAM and left in just my 16 gig one. So I'm running on 32 gigs of RAM instead of 48 like I normally do, but maybe my computer won't randomly freeze because I need to make sure that this is solved before Hallowland. So we're going to be testing this out for a little while and see if this does any difference. If my computer continues to freeze, then I'll probably just pop these guys back in. Is what I'll probably do and say like, yep, that's not the culprit then, I don't think. So yeah, I had food, and then I was like, all right, well, I still got to take some cuttings, and I still got to dig up some tomato plants, and I got to pop open my computer and take out the RAM. But I was just so tired. I really underestimated how exhausted I was from everything that I've been doing today with the garden, because, you know, today's essentially the last day where I can dick around with the garden outside, essentially. Almost, not quite. There's some things that I'm going to plant before snow properly falls, like hazelnuts, for example. So I still have some things to plant yet this season so that they can overwinter and then grow next spring. But in terms of stuff that's growing this year, this is literally the last day. So I had to do a lot of last second gardening things today. And I was exhausted. So after dinner, I just put my chair back here. I conked out for a little bit. I wasn't sure how long it was. I put my legs up on my other computer. If I can't solve my computer freezing issue before Hallowland, I'm just going to take this other computer to Hallowland. Because I don't want to deal with freezing there again like last year. But anyway, I put my legs up on that computer, I conked out for a little bit, and when I woke up, it was 8 p.m. It was pitch black out. It is cold, it is windy. I went out there with like my phone flashlight and a shovel, and I dug up some tomato plants and put them in pots. Other ones I just took some clippers too and cut off well, that is definitely not a, that is most definitely not a bot. I'm gonna go ahead and time them out, I think. And if you're not a bot, then let me know after the timeout. and then I'll apologize and be like, whoops, sorry, that just seemed really bot-like. But I have a feeling that we're probably not going to be seeing that name again because it's probably a bot. Anyway, so I did that. Then I came back here. I turned off the power on my computer. I popped open the case. I had to take off my fan that's in an annoying position to get to my RAM. Took out my RAM and put the 16 gigs in the slots where they're better suited to be. And then close up the case, got everything like good to go here again, and then I fired this up, and now here we are. And that has been my day so far today. So yeah, it's crazy that I started this game January 1st, and now this is where I'm at in terms of stuff going on. The actual end of the season. So Soma is the name of a horror game that I played on this channel for Halloween once.
It is good to see you.
And you, Soma. There's an uneasy peace here. Both armies with their hackles up. Was blood spilled?
No, we took Wareham without resistance. These Saxons accompany their lord as we stand beside Guthrum.
So this fort is not the sum of his ambitions. Guthrum's plan is to bring the Saxons to the table.
If he can win the peace without a fight, he will do so.
And how likely is that?
Just now they sit on their thumbs in the church, talking in circles. Come, I will take you to him.
Didn't he try to, like, capture/kill us on the way out before? But now he wants to chat.
Who is Guthrum meeting here? Is it Alfred?
That's
Oh.
right. The king of the West Saxons has agreed to...
I was getting mixed up with Alfred.
Seems we have him on the back foot.
Guthrum should be careful. Alfred speaks with Loki's tongue.
Guthrum is not a babe at teat, Eivor.
Nor is Alfred. If he has come, it is for his own advantage.
Then give us counsel. Stand by Guthrum, show our strength. The king of Hayseeds will soon be humbled, trust me.
We took this town as if it were a straw hall. Do not challenge me, Elf King.
Your show of swagger and strength has my attention, Guthrum, but we agreed on terms. What more do you want?
The crown of Wessex.
Wessex has a king, and that king has the backing of the Almighty. Yours is a fever dream, Dane.
And what is this?
Guthrum does not negotiate with oathbreakers. Men whose words are only shadows of their thoughts.
Ah, Eivor. Our blunted tool returns, Lord.
I have given you all I care to. A Danegeld to leave Wareham. You swore an oath upon the cross, and that pagan hammer.
And when you scurry back to whatever shit-soaked hovel you crawled from, we will release your men.
Speak again, handmaid, and I will feed your tongue to Eivor's raven.
A fair trade. We already have your cock.
Are we done with this pissing contest? If Guthrum has given you his word, then he will honor it. We will leave this town.
You have 1 day. Do not test the king's patience further, or our men will return to Wareham with force.
And if you doubt my conviction, know that the Avon River near Uffentune runs red with the blood of your countrymen. Their commander, what did his men cry as he fell? Ula? Uba? Yes, that was it. Remember, you have taken my silver. In return, I expect your honor. I will await news of your retreat in Chippenham.
Uber dead? It cannot be. Gods, I will tear that Saxon skin from his bones if this is true.
Alfred hisses with a snake tongue, but he gains nothing from this lie.
When news of this spreads through the camp, no Saxon will survive the day.
You swore upon the cross.
Oh, I have no intention of cowing to that milk sack. Now more than ever, I will take his throne and his head.
In Winchester, Alfred used me as a tool and cast me aside. So let the betrayer be betrayed. We will burn this village to the ground. After that, we take care of Alfred.
Hamptonshire arc started. The prophecies of the king. Oh, the fight's breaking out immediately. Wow, word spreads quick. We're just exiting and there's already... Okay.
Make it a Saxon pyre!
Well, the stuff sure escalates fast. But yeah, and if stuff does grow really fast in my, or really crazy in my plant room there, I can always cut stuff back. It's no big deal. Boop. I can always do that. No biggie. Well. So, burn Wareham. The houses and silos are burnable. Pillaging progress. Okay. Whoa. That I shall do then. I think you just throw it at these towers and then, yeah, they explode. So those guys are getting a kaplooey. Sort of. That guy's still just fighting on fire. They're both on fire. Whoops, I'm getting mixed up with other video games. Oh my god. Well. Man, this world feels so real. The attention to detail with the way people behave is unreal. Anyway, I've been playing Bloodborne lately, where the dodge button is circle. I've been playing Elden Ring Night Rain lately, where the dodge button is circle. And now I've been playing Ghosts of Yote, where the dodge button is circle. So I kind of hit circle to dodge there, and it didn't dodge. Also, while this is for sure the last stream that I really want to do before Hallowland, so that the main game is done and I'm free to start like the next DLC at Hallowland, I was thinking if this is part 190 right now, I think, if I've been keeping track right, I think it'd be really satisfying if I started the Hallowland stuff on either part 200 or 201. Like, I started the Fragapalooza DLC stuff during part 150. So what if it was part 200 or 201 that I started the Hallowland stuff? I think that'd be really fitting. But I don't know if this stream is necessarily going to bring us up to 199. So, in considering other stuff that I still have to do in this game, if this brings me like a decent few short and I want to just add on a few more parts before the Halloween stuff, just so that's more satisfying for my freaking OCD, then I might potentially end up doing the crossover story with Assassin's Creed Odyssey, because that's apparently only like a couple hours long. I'd figured before that I would probably do that after the Siege of Paris DLC, but now it's like, okay, it sounds like it's not that important for, like, taking it in a particular order. So if I end up needing to take it before Halloween stuff, then that's fine. I can take it before Halloween stuff. And if I really need to pad stuff out more, I can showcase what the Mastery challenges are, since that was another, like, update that was added after the fact, but I think that one was free DLC. So, this might not be the last stream of this game before Halloween. There might be another. Maybe I'll end up doing that Odyssey crossover story. Maybe some other challenges. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how long this finale takes. But I am thinking that... Whoops, I made the same mistake again. But I am thinking that I do kind of want to start the Siege of Paris on part 200 at least, after starting the Wrath of the Druids on part 150. It'd just be too satisfying, man. But yeah, crossover story, how does that work? I don't know, I haven't played it yet. Up this way. Let me just get this viewpoint. I would assume that we actually run into Cassandra from Odyssey, though. Would be the case. I would assume that Eivor and Cassandra meet one another and have like a mini mission adventure thingamabob as like a little for fun thing. They just released it like a couple of years ago. Something like that. This game released in like 2020, I believe, and they just released that like a couple of years ago. So like several years after this game had come out, and they added it to Odyssey as well. They added a they added a final chapter to Odyssey, not really a crossover story there. A couple of years ago. I think it was like 2023, something like that, when Odyssey released in 2018, and they released an update after it. Oh, and that also reminds me, there was I think it's up in the chat past where I'd have to like scroll past now, but question about what game was next is Mirage, because that just made me think back to that question, because that's another game that apparently just got an update recently. Apparently, I think it was a couple months ago, Assassin's Creed Mirage apparently just got like a new update that is like the final chapter of Basim's story. Just like how it was an update years down the line that was the final chapter wrapping up Cassandra's story, which is like, hey, cool, free content way after the fact, but pretty weird all these years later to then be doing like the character wrap-up thing. Yeah, Mirage should be a lot shorter. Apparently Mirage is supposed to be like a bit of a return to form kind of style Assassin's Creed, no more like open world craziness. I have no idea what Shadows is like. I assume Shadows is more open world craziness. And when I eventually play Shadows, I'll just wish I was playing Ghost of Yotei. I mean, I already wish I was playing Ghost of Yotei playing this game, but yeah, then you gotta go through Shadows being another mega game. Yeah, and because Shadows is gonna be a mega game, I'm thinking that it might not be a great idea to cram both Mirage and Shadows in together next year. Especially if there's probably not going to be a new Assassin's Creed game coming out next year anyway. So if I just do Mirage next year, and then Shadows the following year, then maybe an Assassin's Creed game comes out that year, and then I have that game to start January 1st of the following year, and then it works out perfectly for my cycle. Or something or other. I don't know. Is kind of what I'm thinking here. But yeah. Better Shadows game than Fire Emblem at least? Yeah, probably is there. No, delay Shadows by another year? What you're saying on top of 2027? Because what I'm proposing is, like, start Mirage January 1st, 2026 here. And then start Shadows January 1st, 2027. Is what I'm saying here. Escort the Danes. Not because I think that Mirage is going to be super long, but because I think Shadows is going to be super long. And I don't really... Whoops, I hit the wrong button there again, but it's fine. You just missed... I think that Mirage is going to be super... Gosh dang it. I think that Shadows is going to be super long. And so I don't really want to cram it in together with... friggin' Mirage. I've learned my lesson with Odyssey and Valhalla. That one playthrough of that length per year, I'm good with that. It means a year after Mirage, like you said. Okay, I gotcha. Yeah, I'm thinking that's what makes sense there. If I knew that Shadows was Mirage length, I would probably do both Mirage and Shadows next year. Just fine. But since I fully expect Shadows to be like, you know, Odyssey / Valhalla length, I only want to have one adventure of this length per year because my god with Odyssey last year, my god with Valhalla this year, it has been unreal. So I don't really want to do one of those again, plus a shorter Assassin's Creed adventure in the same year and cram even more. Like, I know that I was kind of pacing this game out a little bit, like, because I knew I had time. But at the same time, I was also kind of stretching it out because I can only play so much of it at once, honestly. And I'm probably going to need to pace myself with Shadows, realistically. So if I'm bum rushing through Mirage, because it's like, oh crap, I only have so much time to do Shadows this year. I guess I wouldn't actually have to rush through Shadows, realistically. Because it's not like I would have another Assassin's Creed game after Shadows to be starting January 1st the next year. Because as of right now, Shadows is the most recent one. I got an assassination in the middle of combat, really? So, I mean, I guess realistically, another option would just be doing Mirage January 1st. But my god, he was... What's that one Olympic event where you spin, like, the weighted ball on the chain around and around until you send it flying? That's what that guy just did with his hammer there. Oh my god, that was beautiful. I don't even know what I was saying anymore. Oh yeah, because Shadows is the most recent Assassin's Creed game, I could, if I wanted to, just, like, do Mirage at the beginning of next year, and then I start Shadows later in the year. But I wouldn't necessarily have to finish Shadows during the course of next year. It could always overlap into the following year, because it's not like I would have another Assassin's Creed game immediately after that I want to start on January 1st. So I guess it wouldn't be as much of a rush. How about, for now, we just say that I'm going to start Mirage January 1st next year. I'll see how long it takes me, and if, for whatever unholy reason, some demon possesses me and makes me want to play Shadows sometime during the year, then maybe I will. Let's say that tentatively for now, but say that most likely I'm probably not doing Shadows next year. But yeah, there's nothing else on the queue after that. Shadows is the last one, so don't exactly have to beat it in a 1 year span. There's nothing else in the queue right after that, so it'd be fine. And Ghost of Yotei you can pick up and throw weapons too. But playing lethal difficulty of Ghost of Yotei, I'm typically one-shotting people when I throw a weapon at them. It just pierces them and they die. And it's beautiful. What? I don't know where it wants me to escort them. Like, I guess somewhere over here, looking at the compass at the top? So, I don't know. Nor do I necessarily want to be making any definitive plans right now. Oh, I didn't queue up my friggin' sound effects there. I should do that. This is what I should do. I can do that really quickly. I have my Odyssey folder open already. It's just in my... Oh, no, I don't, because I re-navigated to Persona 5 Royal. Here, look, Odyssey. It's going to take a little bit to open because hard disk drive. Go into the search bar and open Anti-Micro in the meantime. Good old hard disk drives. They're not fast, but they're a really cheap way to store a massive ton of shit that you don't need to be loaded fast. Soundeffects.hk, run that script. Should be working, probably. Probably. Now if I kick somebody, it should make the funny sounds. Yep. I wish that was synced up better, but there's not really much I can do about that without, like, speeding up the sound effect. Okay, well, this way, I guess. They're continuing to follow me here. Nom-noms, I don't need the nom-noms, I guess. Rations are full. What? Oh. I probably need to go out the main gate or something, don't I? I presume that'd be over this way somewhere. Kingdom's End. The name of this quest, huh? So yeah, we'll see what ends up going on with all that. Here we go. Look, it wasn't too far. Come along, Danes. In the meantime, I think I've mentioned during previous streams that my apple trees I was going through from seed I had in the fridge as, like, fake dormancy, fake winter, trying to save them. I had 7 apple trees in there. 6 of them started growing. One of them died back the same way my housecat plant that I had in a fridge for a while did, so I'm pretty sure that tree is toast. And one of them just never grew from the buds. So now I have 5 apple trees instead of 7. But I'm really glad that one of them that lived was my favorite apple tree here, which I have probably not had gaming with me since, like, the beginning of this year, maybe. I don't know if it's been gaming with me during Valhalla here. I'm sure it has been during Odyssey. It's been a while since I brought one of my apple trees to game with me. This guy's getting tall. This is my red tree, because it makes red leaves that slowly turn green. So that's why it's my favorite of my seed-grown trees, because it's my red tree. And then it has, like, red stem along here, which I think is really, really cool. And I'm really crossing my fingers that it makes red-fleshed apples when it is a fully mature tree. This will be one of the ones that I think I for sure keep for myself, rather than give away. Wow. The apple that I got it from made red-fleshed apples. The apple that I got it from was a red wonder apple. But I don't know what cross-pollinated it. Whether it was a crab apple, and then maybe this is some sort of apple crab, which could actually be a really nice taste of sweet and tart. Like, an apple crab is not necessarily a bad thing. Or whether it's another type of nice fresh-eating apple. And I don't know whether it's going to inherit the flesh of, like, the red wonder, or whatever other parent it has. But considering it has whatever gene results in the red very, very strongly throughout the plant, I hope that that is reflected in the flesh as well, and I get these nice red-fleshed apples. Then I can make, like, some red jams and jellies and delicious stuff. So that's my red tree. That has not been gaming with me in quite a while. Heh? And I figured I would bring gaming with me here tonight, because it's been a little smidge.